What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Nathan here with Win with Nathan. Guys, I'm the coach, as you know it, and this video is going to be a little different than most videos. I'm going to take a second and just talk about stuff I've been geeking out on lately. So, some people know that lately I've been geeking out on tech, right? Whether it's AI for work and AI guidelines, AI underwriting, all that stuff, it's fun. But I've also been geeking out on cameras. I've been geeking out on setups of how to do more webinars, how to do more coaching videos and how to make my life easier, right? In the past, start off with just a webcam, then a cell phone, and a cell phone does great. Don't get me wrong. You can do a lot of stuff with a cell phone, and a cell phone can get pretty much everything you need, but iPhone really sucks, right? I know it's confusing, but as someone who just switched to an iPhone, I have an iPhone 11 and I have the new 16 Pro. Video quality sucks compared to Android. So if you want video quality, go Android. 100% better. It's actually 4K, or at least it looks as good as my Sony 4K. However, this video, I want to talk about two cameras I've been beta testing, not really beta testing, but for me, beta testing is going to be the Mevo, right? The Mevo, start Mevo. You can buy three of them for $1,000. It's wireless cameras. You can plug them in as webcams, or they can be wireless to screen through an app called Mevo Pro, and you can record yourself and do live streams. And then I've also got the Avkan Go. The Avkan Go is something I just got recently. Again, I am a nobody. I have no tech background or anything, so I thought my review of these would probably be better than anyone else. So let's get started. So from a Mevo standpoint, which the camera is on a Mevo right now, you can see the quality of the camera. This is at 1080 because it doesn't go any higher. They do make a Mevo core that goes a higher up to 4K. I don't feel like spending $1,000 on a core camera and then a lens. Probably if you get major production, it's worth it. For me, it's not. So this camera, as you can see, now it's switched to Avkan Go, so you can compare the quality. The Mevo for me, I love the Mevo, the simplicity. It's so simple to connect, right? It connected to my iPad, my iPhones very easily. The app that came with the Mevo, you have to pay for it, the service, but the Mevo app is very phenomenal if you're just trying to do basic. There's a few things I don't like about it. You have to run it off an iPad. If the iPad screen locks, it shuts off recording. There's some downsides, but from a camera standpoint, it's not bad, especially for beginners, right? I also am looking at it right now and I can see there's a red light on it, so I know it's recording. And if I had multiple of these, it would tell me where it's at. Right now, I've got two cameras set up. I know the Avkan Go is playing right now because the red light's off on the Mevo. The Avkan Go does not have a red light, it just has a green light, which means it's connected. So I love the red light. I love the simplicity of the camera. It's very easy to set up. It's very small product. Also, with the Mevo, it connects very easily, and it also has the app that connects your cell phones and other cameras to it. As far as the Mevo goes for recording, it does great recording. You can record to the Mevo on your iPad. You can also save it to an SD card. The one thing I didn't like about the SD card is, of course, it doesn't record the sound if you're live streaming or recording to your tablet. It only records different backup angles, which is great and all, because if one angle goes out and you want to add it later, edit it somewhere else, you can do that. Problem is, if the sound goes out, right, the mic here, then you're screwed. So Mevo overall, cost, it's the cheapest out there. Connection, it connected very easily. I loved it. We had an event yesterday, and the event place where it was supposed to be at an office, couldn't get into. I was able to connect the Mevo via wireless, but also not wireless through the app, which was good. Didn't end up using it, but whatever. As for the Avcan is about to be switched to. So as you can see, I'm looking at the Mevo because there's a red light here, so I know it's recording over there. And now Avcan, the light never changed, but I know it's on the Avcan because there's no red light on the Mevo. Avcan is a bigger camera. It's 4K, up to 4K, and to me, I know this is going to sound very basic. I love it has a magnetic lens, right? The Mevo doesn't have a lens cover. The Avcan came with a magnet lens cover, which is a small detail, but I think it's great. Um, the picture quality is a little better with the Avcan. I think you can zoom in, right? So I can zoom in, as you see on the image on Mevo. I can't zoom in, but what I did is I cropped in with my fingers so that it cuts out over here. It cuts out the light. I was able to zoom crop, and it made that picture a whole picture. That's on the Mevo. The Avcan does not allow you to do that with just the finger touch and all that. You can actually play with the settings, though, within the Mevo app or the Avcan app, and you can zoom in, zoom out, and all that stuff, which is great, but it's not as easy as just doing the fingers and cropping and zooming in like the Mevo. Um, I love that the Avcan can connect with the Mevo app because the Mevo Pro app is, in my opinion, a little better than Avcan right now. I don't do a lot of the tech stuff, the OB, all this other software people say you can use either. So the Avcan is great for video quality, sound quality. The mics are much better. But the problem with the Avcan, first off, let me tell you the biggest highlight of Avcan out of anything, guys. So when I bought this, I couldn't get it to connect. I couldn't get the anything to update. The the support behind Avcan was phenomenal. And I know this sounds very stupid, but I couldn't figure it out. So I contacted Avcan. Avcan reached out. They ran through everything. He actually updated my computer, jumped in, asked every question, and after it's all said and done, he gave me a longer warranty for return thing, 90 days versus the 30 days because he said, hey, look, we have a new app coming out. We also have some updates that's going to fix a lot of issues. So if you're willing to help us help you, we'll give you a longer return policy. Guys, customer service in any business is huge. The customer support behind Avcan, to me, blew me away. So I, of course, kept the camera, waiting for the updates that are supposed to come out next month. I was able to get to connect, but not by the normal way. I don't know why, and neither could he figure it out. But for whatever reason, my iPad will not connect to the Avcan very easily. I have to connect with my cell phone to the Avcan. Then I can do NDI with the iPad, right? I had to also go to another network to connect. For whatever reason, my 5G T-Mobile wouldn't easily connect with it. And what I found out too, which is funny, is with the app, the Avcan app, especially on the iPad, my password is lowercase, lowercase, uppercase, uppercase. The app would not let me switch from an uppercase for the first letter to a lowercase. I've tried it on 3 different devices. I think it's a failure with the app. So what I have to do is I have to type in a wrong letter, then type lowercase, lowercase, uppercase, 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 and then I go back and delete that first letter. And that's how I was able to connect because I was able to reduce that uppercase to a lowercase by putting in a fake letter first or number. It's stupid, but that's how I was able to connect. So from a customer service standpoint, Avcan so far has blown me away, right? And I'm very big on customer service because I don't know what I'm doing. And it was great to speak to someone. He was able to log in my computer, update stuff, and do everything to get it working. Very excited for what he said the app's coming out for. So I am excited. As someone who speaks at a lot of little masterminds, meetups, webinars, and all that stuff, these cameras are going to be fun. They're wireless. You can do multiple angles. On the Mevo, with the Mevo, I had 4 cell phones set up, so I had 5 different angles plus my iPad. I had up to 8 different camera angles, which is pretty crazy. So the Mevo app is great for multi cameras. The downside is if you go non-wireless, you can only use Mevo, right? I could not get the Avcan to to go on my iPad Mevo app because they weren't on the same wireless. They were all doing their own thing, and I can't remember the term NDI or non-wireless account, and you Bluetooth, whatever. So at that point, you have to use all Mevo, right? The other problem with the Mevo app, in my opinion, is when I plugged in my Sony 4K camera, which I love, um, it can't do sound. If you do sound at all from it, it just comes muffled like crazy. So and the mic, I can't use that mic. Whether I use an external mic or the real mic in the Sony, the hardwired mic comes over muffled. As far as the hardwired in the Mevo and the Avcan, those mics aren't bad, but the external mics are pretty good, right? If you plug into the Avcan, you can use an external lapel because it's powered by itself. I can't get a shotgun mic to work with it, and I believe I've done some research. It's because shotgun mics don't power themselves, so they don't work well with the Avcan. With the Mevo, a shotgun mic does work because it can power it, and it works well with the lapel. So there's some good and some bad there. Again, very excited customer service for Avcan. The picture quality, the zooming, it's amazing on an Avcan. So that quality goes to the Avcan. As far as ease of setup, easy to connect, easily done for idiots like myself or basic people, Mevo by far is going to be the best investment, just buying the 3 package. I wish I would have done that, but I never would have tried the Avcan. But if you bought just three of these Mevos, set it up easily, you could have three different multi-angle views. It's set up in less than 10 minutes with the Mevo GoPro. Now, the app for the Mevo to me struggles, especially doing inlays, like typing stuff up, all that. That's my opinion. I'm sure better people know how to figure it out easier. Um, but overall, these two cameras are pretty phenomenal. I'm not going to buy my next cameras until I wait to see what Avcan does. If Avcan does a great app and it's phenomenal and it comes out, and especially if it can be used on a laptop versus the iPad, because Mevo only works on iPad and Android apps, then I will probably buy more Avcan because the Avcan's capability of zooming is huge. I think it's great for events because especially if you do investments like real estate, you can have one set up on cross angled at both speakers that like to do different rooms, and then you can have one that can zoom out for a wide picture, but also you have the ability to zoom in when they do what we whiteboard, right? When you run through numbers. And I think that's where a lot of people miss. Now, if the Avcan app does this, you might not need to zoom in, but if you can connect like a wireless phone or a Mevo with Avcan app, you can place one of those directly there that's fixed. But if you can't, then you have to go Mevo and you can put a cell phone there and all that. But the one thing I did learn with all this is the reason why a lot of people have Starlink and mobile internet is because it's a pain in the butt to connect these to wireless each time, right? You need to be at your place like an hour early just to connect just in case and type all the passwords. So my advice, if you're at all going to go travel and possibly do stuff where you're not going to use wireless or any type of internet, get all the same brand. Mevo so far is the best for that. Get three Mevo cameras and just connect via that way. If you're going to connect through wireless, maybe use your mobile Wi-Fi. Like I have T-Mobile for my office, 5G. I would have brought it, but for whatever reason, it struggled to connect, so I didn't. But I was able to connect via my cell phone hotspot, but that was considered slow speed. So that's my review. So between Avcan Go and the Mevo, I think it's the Start. I can't remember now. It's the Core that's $1,000. They both have their benefits, and right now I'm tied. Right, if I had to pick one today to buy three camera angles, I'm going with the Mevo, just because the app is easily connected, easily set up. If I want the picture quality, Avcan is really, really good, but I'm trying to figure it out and wait to see what Avcan updates. Now, the downside with Avcan too, I forgot to mention this. On the Mevo Go app, Mevo Pro app, I can't get to Avcan to record on the SD card, so there's no multiple angle there backup. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my fault or someone else's, right? Like, I'm just stupid. But the Mevo easily can record with the SD card in there while it's live and recording to the device. I couldn't get the Avcan to. So that's my review, a little long, but thought someone might be out there interested in doing a multicam setup. And a lot of people that do these reviews are really techie and experienced, so they give you like the dimensions, they look at the buttons, they look at the device. I'm a nobody. I just love to geek out on this stuff. I love coaching, I love teaching, I love doing meetups. So I figured this would be great for those people that are like me that want to just know the basics.